Hello and welcome live here on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard and we are getting set for today's Junior B Tier 1 action between the visiting Beaumont Outlaws and the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels. Action is underway here at the Dow Centennial Centre. The final home game that the Rebels will play at the Dow this year before they move back home to the Jubilee Recreation Center as well here in Fort Saskatchewan. It's the Rebels with the ball right now in the offensive zone, 19:26 to go in the period. That shot towards the net is going to end up just wide. Starting goaltender today for the Beaumont Outlaws, it's Easton Couturier as the Rebels recover a ball offensively. On the other side of the floor, it's Carson Martel between the pipes for Fort Saskatchewan. A shot from the outside. That one's not going to make it to the net either. Reset comes out. Outlaws have the ball in their own zone, looking to move it out. Ball moved ahead. Owen McKenna brings that one out of the zone. Still with it now. Shot on net that time. Stopped by Martel. After it, Matthew Vetch for the Rebels. He pokes it ahead. Now possible break here for Fort Saskatchewan as they step to the inside. A shot on net. They score. Knox Despins puts that away, and the Rebels take an early 1-0 lead. And after the draw, we're set. Sorry, folks, I'm probably blowing out your ears at home right now. I see the levels are pretty high. Let me turn it down here. Okay. Oh, that should be a little bit better right there, folks. Hopefully that's not blowing out the speakers on your TV. There we go. Anyway, it's the Outlaws down in the zone, and they return with a goal of their own just like that. The Outlaws tie this game up 1-1, and I apologize for missing it a little bit there, just trying to get some technical difficulties figured out. It looks like our levels are okay now, sitting in the yellow, so we'll keep an eye on that as we go. But we're going to get set back at center once again here. This time, Knox Despins in to take this draw up against Joshua Booth. Ball comes loose out of the draw. There's going to be the violation against the Rebels, so it's going to be Outlaws ball. Feed right into the middle, all alone there, and a great stop by Martel. Ball comes back out loose. Rebels trying to recover here in their own zone. Picked up by Fort Saskatchewan now as they look to head out of the zone. With it, up high, Reese Walsh. She's going to turn back and leave that one there. Off the bench now, the offense for the Rebels. Beginning to get to work. Reed Lowe feeds that one off. He finds Joel Yvette. Joel Yvette trying to find an area to move there. Has to go up to the top now. Finds Ryland Connors. Connors down low for Simonson, who lets a shot go, and that one going to be stopped up by Couturier. 1-1 is your score. 17.5 to go in the first period as that shot's going to end up wide from the Rebels. Rebound off the glass and held up at the point nicely by Simonson. Simonson down to the left wing half boards. Ethan Jolivet now with it. He's going to bob in low. Sends a nice pass into the middle. That gets broken up. Simonson grabs the rebound once again. Back up high. Connors looking for a passing option. Goes low and couldn't quite find Simonson. Great defense from the Outlaws to turn that one back, but a bobble there in their own zone. Rebels ball. And the Rebels thought they were going to get a reset there. Did not happen, so turnover back to the Outlaws despite the bobble in their own zone. No harm found. Under 17 minutes to go now in the first. The Rebels quickly grab back possession and are looking to head back the other way now, stepping across half. Ball moved down low. Into left corner now. Reed Lowe, he's got it. Spins off. Looks to cycle back up high into the middle. Finds Simonson. A low shot that time. Fancy work from Simonson, but better on that one was Couturier as the Outlaws look to move it out. 1-1, 16.5 to go in the first. Shots tied as well, 3-3. Right wing half boards now. The Outlaws going to work. Gage Brooks, he has it, gets in low, makes a nice spinning move, got some space, and that shot going to end up just wide. Ball loose, picked up by Fort Saskatchewan. Micah Thiessen gets across half, feeds that ahead for Vetch. He's got a lane here. Vetch steps in, he scores. Matthew Vetch puts that one away. And just like that, the Rebels back on top in this contest. I think I got it figured out here. The gain was turned all the way up on the soundboard. Tristan Shaw just not on top of it at all right now. Don't know what's going on there. That's okay though, because just like that, we're in business again, Tristan. I think we're sounding nice and clear on the mic. Back at the face-off dot. Just kidding, I blame that on Tristan. The board is my problem today, so that's on me. Stepping in now, getting knocked down to the ground is Owen McKenna. McKenna able to get back to his feet, but ball now knocked out of his stick, and the Rebels grab it back in their own zone. Reese Walsh with it, looking to move back up the floor. Porter pressuring him, but Walsh able to get across half. Walsh back up high. He finds Lowe. Lowe went to the outside for Connors, gets the return feed, steps in, and they're saying no goal. Crease violation against the Rebels, 15.5 to go. Their lead only remains 1. As coming across half now, it's Jacob Goodrow for the Outlaws. The captain of Beaumont sends that pass down low, and it gets away that time. Picked up by Martel for the Rebels and thrown up along the left wing. For Saskatchewan, steps in, Jack Nickel. He's got it now. Nickel looking for an option, goes to the right side, finds his man. Down to the right corner. Simonson tried to whip that across. He gets broken up in the middle, and the Outlaws looking for an option out of the zone now. Stepping out and across half. Beaumont challenging the Rebels now. A miss pass comes out loose. And it's Fort Saskatchewan comes up with it. It's going to be a fast break back the other way. Micah Thiessen steps in, lets it go. And that shot actually knocked out of the air by Hudson Cook. Great chase down play by him, but the Rebels recover the rebound. Up high with it now, it's Simonson. Simonson fakes that one to Connors. Still with it now, feeds that off. Back up high for Lowe. Lowe gets it inside. Once again, his shot, I believe, caught a piece of Couturier that time. Referee agrees as the shot clock resets. And now the play going to be blown dead. Looks like we may have a penalty upcoming here. So Joshua Booth headed to the box for the Outlaws. 2-minute power play upcoming for the Rebels. Play blown back in. Rebels going back to work. Connors with it up at the point. Fed that off to Baker, who let that go. Not going to stick out of the hand that time of Jacob Goodrow. Ball comes loose in the Outlaws zone as the Rebels get on their first power play of the game. That's going to be a bad turnover up at the point and a rush back the other way for Goodrow. He's in all alone. Goodrow lets it go shorthanded, and a great stop by Martel. Goes for the pad stack that time to keep it out of the net, and it works out just fine for him as the Rebels going to move it across half here once again. Rylan Connors feeds that one over to the left side now. Settling it down is Reed Lowe, and we'll return that back to Connors. To the right side, Baker. Baker, fake pass. Connors behind the back, finds Lowe, steps in, and a great save by Couturier. Ball stays in the Outlaws crease. That gives them an opportunity to move this ball out. McKenna across half. Tried to feed that one down into the middle for Austin Wells. That just couldn't quite connect. Wells found his way to the Outlaws last year, I believe, on a trade from the St. Albert Crude. So another attempt at the hidden ball trick for the Rebels. Simonson, he'll walk this one in now. Going to feed that back out high. Lots of time on the power play. 45 seconds for the Rebels to work with. Their first opportunity of this game as Baker gets a low shot on net that time, and Couturier able to make the stop once again. Ball going to get fed into the middle. Outlaws looking to move this down. Owen McKenna fed that all the way down for Wells. That ball just unable to connect, but Wells picks up the rebound, and has it up high now for the Outlaws. 12.5 to go in the period, 23 seconds in this Rebels power play is another one thrown in low by Beaumont, trying to get some offense going shorthanded as they trail in this game 2-1. Turnover to the Rebels, only 5 seconds left on the power play, looking like they're going to be 0 for 1 to start off this game on the special teams as Jolivet has it. Jolivet feeds that one low. Back up high with it once again. The Rebels, a shot, they score. Fort Saskatchewan getting themselves a 2-goal lead. The biggest stretch of this game so far. 3-1 is your official score as we'll head back to the face-off circle. So out of the face-off dot, it's going to be the Outlaws who are able to come up with it. Or sorry, the Rebels with possession now as they step into the offensive zone. So a quick turnover there as Jackson Baker bobbled his pass, but Rebels trying to settle it down here. Couple missed passes, but Connors finally has it securely in his pocket. 11:32 to go in the period. Connors fed that one off. Shot from the outside. Rebound comes out for Connors again, and a great stop from Couturier. As this ball loose in the Outlaws zone, knocked ahead. They're trying to settle it down, unable to do so. Fed back into the zone. The Rebels have a fresh 30 to work with here once again. Jolivet on the outside, a quick shot low on Couturier once again, and he's able to make the stop, stepping out of his crease and feeding that one out. The Rebels have it in all alone. Now Connors lets it go, and Couturier has to stand tall once again. The Outlaws not making it easy on their goaltender right now, trying to break out of the zone. Stepping in, Colby Hain. He's got it. Hain lost his handle. Ball comes across half. No loose ball push going to be called that time around. A bit of a break there for the Rebels as it's going to be Walsh who's able to pick it up. Heading down the floor with the traditional stick. Lost his handle on the ball now. Walsh loses it once again. That stick not doing him any favors right now as Walsh tries to let it go. Can't settle it down. Turned back over to the Outlaws. Fed right up Broadway. Beaumont getting set to go to work here in the offensive zone. Fed across now. Austin Wells has a shot from the outside there. Stopped up by Martel. Rebel knocked to the ground that time. It was Jack Nickel. He'll get back to his feet, but another shot from the outside. Stopped by Martel once again. Approaching the halfway point of this first period. Rebels leading it 3-1 as they try to move out of their own zone now. Ashton Johnson throws that up along the left side for Walsh. Walsh going to carry it to his strong side of the floor as Jolivet, the last man off the bench. Connors gets a return feed in the middle. A quick shot there. And great movement right now by the Rebels, creating opportunities in the Outlaws zone. Just off-ball movement, cutting through the zone has resulted in lots of in-alone chances. But Couturier keeping his team in it, that is for sure. Fort Saskatchewan back across half. Decent, feeds it across. Another shot there. Couturier, and that one's going to sneak through. Made the initial stop, but just allowed it to roll through. 4-1, now the lead for Fort Saskatchewan. 9:23 to go. And we are back after the face-off. Following their goal, the Rebels have possession once again, now leading this game by 3. Pye with it, Thiessen leaves that one there for Connors, who will feed that to the left side now. Feed into the middle there, and that pass unable to get through. But if the Outlaws are going to keep letting the Rebel go down Broadway every single possession, things are not going to improve for them in this game unless they can get a massive amount of offense going themselves. Stuck behind the net now. Hit laid down that time and passed ahead. The Rebels looking to go on a break. Walsh has changed up his stick now. Wanted to give the traditional go. Didn't work, and he scores just like that. A switch of the stick turns into offense for Rylan Walsh. And now we have a whistle here, but the Rebels lead it 5-1. So we are now headed to our goalie water following a penalty assessed to Rylan Walsh after that goal. Got teed up there, and it'll be a 2-minute power play upcoming for the Outlaws. When we resume, I'll be right back in just under a minute. Okay, we are back underway following the goalie water at the midway point of this first period. It comes a little bit late, 8.5 to go, but it's an Outlaws power play as we begin. It's Wells with this ball up high now. Wells lets it go. That's going to be stopped by Martel. Ball comes out loose. Rebels able to pick it up. So just to circle back here, Walsh with the goal, but then immediately taking the penalty afterwards. Rebels shorthanded. Outlaws an opportunity to try to get momentum back in their favor. Rebels with it. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock down in the Outlaws zone as Vetch peeling around behind the Outlaws net, trying to just rag this ball as much as he can. And now a low shot going to go wide, and that will do it for the Rebels' time with possession. Turned over automatically to Beaumont as their offense will come back out onto the floor. Wells going to start with it as play blown in. This power play now looking to strike. 1:10 to go with the man advantage. 23 seconds on their shot clock. Walsh feeds that one off, finds Hildebrand. Hildebrand back to Wells. Is that one going to get let go? My apologies. I called Wells Walsh. That is Austin Wells playing the point on the power play, but nonetheless turned over to the Rebels, and they are looking to rag this ball once again. 46 seconds to go. And 15 seconds on their shot clock, so crucial seconds being peeled off this penalty for Fort Saskatchewan, keeping that 4-goal lead intact. It's another shot now from the outside from the Rebels, just getting that one on net, and the Outlaws going to be able to move it out. 23 seconds to work with on their power play. Stepping in with it now, Hildebrand goes back up high, ball comes out loose, recovered by the Outlaws. Porter throws that up high for Wells here once again. Austin Wells to Porter, back to Porter again, feed across, shot towards the net there, and a great save by Martel, getting that right shoulder across the net to stop that one. Wells, Hildebrand, another shot and a leg save this time from Martel. 6:35 to go in the period, and we are back even strength. Walsh grabs the ball, comes out on a breakaway, steps in, shot and a save that time from Couturier. Walsh trying to turn a killed-off penalty for the Rebels into a breakaway goal as he steps out of the box. Doesn't work out that time, and a missed pass by Wells. Going to turn that ball over to the Rebels as the ball went bouncing out of play into the Outlaws bench. So offense out there now for Fort Saskatchewan, 5-on-5 as they look to go to work. Connor steps into the inside now. Going to turn back as he feels like he lost his lane. Back up high. Joel Vett lets it go and stopped up by Couturier once again. He'll feed that one out to the right side. Outlaws looking to move this down the floor. In across half now. Back in offensive territory. Gage Brooks. He's got it. Brooks. Still scanning the floor. Has some help now as this one fed out high. Jesse Porter steps in, and that shot ends up just wide. Vetch tried to poke that one past the point man. Unsuccessfully that time as the Outlaws still with it. 2 seconds on the shot clock there, and that shot going to be stopped by Martel. Rebels look to move up the floor here once again. In across half. Jack Nickel takes a hit to play that one back up high to low. Reed Low. Slowly making his way in closer. Feed across. Shot on net and stopped by Couturier once again as we approach 5 minutes to go in this first period. Tyler Shelton feeds that one across half. Colby Hain picks it up on the other side. And the Outlaws go back to work in the offensive zone. Noah Keller steps in. Over his man. Bob's low. Keller steps in there and a shot stopped by Martel. Crease violation against the Outlaws. So turnover to the Rebels, and that pass from Walsh just going to be off target. So the Outlaws easily able to recover back in their own zone and go back on offense here once again. Hudson Cook feeds that one out. Ball down to the corner now. Hildebrand. Down to the left corner for Wells. Shot from the point that time ends up just wide. Only 7 seconds to work with from the outside for the Outlaws. And another opportunity gifted that time by the Rebels. Walsh unable to grab the rebound, but doesn't make that same mistake a second time as the Rebels get back into the offensive zone here once again. Ashton Johnson feeds that across for Connors. Connors going to back it up now and scan the floor as he waits for the rest of his offense to get out there. They are now. Connors still looking, only 10 seconds on the shot clock. Joe Levette feeds that across for Simonson. Simonson still looking for a lane from the outside, feeds it in the middle. A quick shot that time stopped by the right elbow of Couturier. Ball still in the offensive zone for the Rebels. Battle for it at half, and that's going to get picked up by Fort Saskatchewan. 3:35 to go in the first. Possibly a slashing call that should have happened that time around, but I'd say missed by the referee. Jackson Baker gets this ball at the right shooter spot. Baker moves that one back across. Quick low shot there, going to be blocked down nicely by Owen McKenna, and he'll recover the ball at the same time. Great defensive play by him. McKenna moving this in all alone. Lets the shot go. It ends up wide. Rebound gathered by the Outlaws. Feed into the middle there, unable to be grabbed by Jesse Porter. Rebels come up with it, and another pass that won't connect. Thiessen going to have to chase after it down in the Outlaws zone, but it'll be Beaumont who comes up with it, looking to use their speed to get back on offense here. Goodrow steps in, being challenged from behind by Vetch. Goodrow able to pass that one off to Wells now. Austin Wells down to the corner, back up to the point. Hildebrand lets it go, stopped by Martel. 2:40 to go in this first period. Rebels leading by 4. Ball back across half. Move down low now. Simonson back up high for Connors. Connors will funnel that one down to the corner. Rebels trying to get movement through the middle. Got away from that here in the last few possessions. Back up high once again. A low shot there, and Couturier able to make the save once again. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the period as the Outlaws look to move it out again. Richardson feeds that up along the right side and finds Tyler Shelton. Shelton will just dish that off and go for the change. That'll bring Hildebrand out on to the floor as the last man for the Outlaws offense. My apologies, actually. They're going to add Noah Keller out there. Hildebrand lets it go, and that's now going to be stopped once again. And a loose ball push by the Outlaws. That's going to turn it over to the Rebels. Ball fed ahead, knocked out of the air and off a stick. That should be over and back. Apparently not, though, as they're going to battle for it. Now they'll call it. Missed it the first time, got it the second time. No harm, no foul, I suppose. But got to be a little more dialed in than that. Ball comes back up high now. Outlaws go to work here once again. Gage Brooks. He's got it at the right wing half boards now. Brooks cycling back up high, tries to dodge Vetch. But Vetch going to be able to pick the ball off him, and moving ahead is Fort Saskatchewan. A ball fed right down the middle. A lane for Thiessen. He'll step in. Thiessen lets it go. Stopped up. Rebound gathered by Richardson. He's got some space in his own zone to work with, and he'll feed that right up Broadway. Instantly going to be met are the Outlaws as they cross half, though. Johnson pressuring his man. Ball comes loose down in behind the Rebels net. Walsh trying to gather this one up against Jesse Porter. Still a loose ball battle. And it's going to be a loose ball push whistled against the Rebels now, so Outlaws will take possession down in the offensive zone. Less than a minute to go in the period. Hildebrand. He's got it now, being challenged along the outside, and he'll let one go from out there. That's going to miss wide of the net. Outlaws recover the rebound. 20 seconds to go on their shot clock. Fed across, Hildebrand. He's got it once again. Another shot from the outside, and Martel able to make the save. The Outlaws having a hard time penetrating the middle on the Rebels right now. Most of their offense coming from the outside as Fort Saskatchewan gets across half once again. And we have a penalty upcoming here. Fort Saskatchewan going to be headed to the box. It looks to be Knox Despins who will be headed there for 2 minutes. That will be the cross check. So when we resume at half, you'll hear from me once again. Austin Wells with the ball up at the point. 25 seconds to go in the period. Can the Outlaws convert? Have a positive note to roll with here into the intermission. Up high now. Felix Rossman over to Wells there, and that shot right into the chest of Martel. Fed ahead, Thiessen. Trying to find Jack Nickel. It'll get past him, but Vetch also battling for this rebound shorthanded. Only 2 seconds to go in the period. Nothing left to be created, and that will do it. So after 20 minutes, it's the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels that lead the visiting Beaumont Outlaws 5-1. When we return in the second period, the Outlaws will still have a minute 33 of power play time to kick off that frame. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw's on the camera, and you're tuned in live on CROW LAX TV. Hello and welcome back live on CROW LAX TV. My name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera today, and we are getting set for the middle frame between the home side Fort Saskatchewan Rebels and the visiting Beaumont Outlaws. It's the Outlaws with possession to open up this period. Austin Wells, he has it up high, going to feed that one off to the left side and gets a return now. Keep in mind the Outlaws on the power play to start this period is Jesse Porter. Playing some passes well now. Porter gets the return feed. Back up high, Wells, shot there, and that one's going to miss wide and go all the way down the floor. The Rebels will just leave that, go for the change. It'll be their ball down in Outlaws territory when we resume. Less than a minute to go in their power play. Jackson Baker. He'll pick this one up. Has it in the corner, tried to bob his way to the inside. Still with it now, getting double teamed. Will find some room behind the Outlaws net. Baker wheeled back the other way and now forces this ball up high. Still 12 seconds to kill off on their shot clock. Crucial seconds being killed off this Outlaws power play. And just a low shot there from Baker. Tried to roll one along the ground and beat Couturier, couldn't make it happen. Ends up Beaumont Outlaws ball as they step into the offensive side of the floor once again. 18:45 to go in the second. 15 seconds left on their power play as Felix Rossman sends that one back up high for Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt finds Wells. Wells getting pressure from Vetch here, back up high. Another shot from the outside, misses once again. Vetch knocked it out of the air. Now battle for the loose ball in the left corner of the Rebel zone. Wells comes up with it. Rebound comes out. Rebound. Play not blown dead. Walsh lost his handle on that ball pickup, but now the Rebels going to be able to move this one out as Jack Nichols spins off his man. Coming in with some numbers here. Nichol is going to get it stripped off him from behind that time by Owen McKenna. And it's McKenna with the ball now rushing up the left side of the floor and in across half. McKenna. Sent that one down to the right side. Noah Keller now. His pass across going to be knocked out of the air by the Rebels, and back across half they come here once again. Calix Simonson, he's got it. Steps in, gets in alone there that time, and his shot goes over top of the net. Loose ball comes out, and the Outlaws able to move this one ahead. Hildebrandt, he's got it. No passing option as of yet. Now finds one in the middle there and unable to gather it in was Jesse Porter. Race to the corner this time for the loose ball in the Rebels zone. Outlaws come up with it again. Nice move that time. Noah Keller finds himself some space, rips it from the outside, but his stick just getting caught up in the defender that time, not allowing him to let that shot go with the power he was looking for. And now Nichol will pick up and come across half once again for the Rebels. He finds Lowe. Reed Lowe feeds that one back up high, finds Jolivet, who goes over to the right side now. Rebels continuing to go to work. Spun off. Nice pick there by Simonson behind the back, feed inside, they score. A little bounce pass to the middle. A pick and roll executed to perfection by the Rebels, and they lead this game now by 5. So play back underway following the face-off. It's still loose, and now it's going to be the Rebels who are able to come up with it. So Calix Simonson puts away the 6th goal of the game for the Rebels. They now lead it 6-1 over the Outlaws as they're back in the offensive zone here once again. A quick shot from Lowe, and not knowing where it is right now is Couturier, but must be caught in a pad somewhere. Referee pulls it out, and the Outlaws move this one ahead. Pressuring up high, Nichol has Goodrow caught up, looking for some space, trying to beat Nichol now. Goodrow gonna feed that one off, finds Austin Wells. Wells, stick knocked out of his hand. Ball comes back out loose, Outlaws with it. Nichol back to his feet. Now play gonna be blown dead. Loose ball pushed by the Outlaws, ball fed ahead, Walsh has it in the Outlaws zone. Reese Walsh feeds that one off to Connors. Connors to the inside. Simonson behind the back shot, stopped up by Couturier. Loose ball in the Outlaws zone. Ball bounces nice. It had the right spin on it that time to end up in the stick of Simonson, who goes to Connors, and this ball down low once again for the Rebels. 25 seconds on the shot clock. Stepping in is Connors. He scores. 7-1 now the score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan as they continue to roll early on in the second period. Playback underway now from half once again. It's going to be the Rebels who come up with it. That looked like a high stick to me, but no call upcoming on the floor as the ball comes down into the right corner. Loose in the Outlaws zone. Ashton Johnson coming up to help pressure. This ball knocking his man down to the floor. Ball going to be awarded to Fort Saskatchewan here, so they'll have a fresh 30 in their offense out on the floor. 2 straight goals for them in this second period. Continuing to increase their lead. Low feeds that to the middle. Behind the back shot there from Baker. Going to get stopped by Couturier. Couturier feeds that one out to the left. Gathered in by Owen McKenna, and he'll jaunt this one across half now. McKenna peels up high, instantly being met that time by Riley Longmire. Outlaws in the offensive zone. Shot from the outside there, stopped up by Martel. Another great stop by him as the Rebels got to move it across half here, back into the offensive zone once again. Stepping in now for Saskatchewan. Into the crease that time. So turned over quickly, back to the Outlaws here once again. Colby Hain will step this ball across half, being pressured by Walsh. Hain sends that pass off down to the right side now. Gage Brooks, back up high for Hildebrand. Hildebrand still looking for an option. Has to feed that one off and finds Jesse Porter. Porter lets it go and stopped up by Martel once again. 14 minutes to go in the second. Martel feeds that one up along the right side. Feeding to the middle, and Jolivet just couldn't get high enough to grab that out of the air. Rebound gathered in by the Outlaws, and they'll push it back into the offensive zone here once again. Jacob Gaudreau finds a man, and it comes down to the right wing half boards now for Noah Keller. Keller scanning the floor, looking for an option. Opening himself up is Jesse Porter, but Keller going to let that one go from the center and stopped up by Martel. Short pass out of the crease, and the Rebels look to go back to work. Feed off. Johnston wasn't quite ready for it, but able to gather in the rebound. Johnston. Shot on net, and that one's going to end up wide. Walsh couldn't grab the rebound all the way down the floor, and that's going to be an over and back violation against Fort Saskatchewan. Outlaws ball in the offensive zone. As we approach 13 minutes to go. Quick shot from the inside by Wells. Gathered in by the Rebels on the rebound, and now it's going to be Walsh going in. Rylan Walsh already has one, and that's going to be stopped that time by Couturier. Matthew Vetch after the rebound. Loose in front of the Rebels bench now. And it's going to be the Outlaws who come up with it. Nice feet ahead. Wells bobs inside, lets it go, and that one going to end up wide of the net. Rebound could not be secured by Noah Keller. So that ball out of play. It's going to be Rebels ball. Moved ahead swiftly. Connor steps in, lets it go. He scores. The Rebels convert once again. 8-1 is the score in favor of Fort Saskatchewan at home. We'll be back after the center draw. Back underway out of the crease. It's the Rebels who are down in their defensive zone. Outlaws ball. Up high now, Hildebrand getting pressured by Vetch. Ball comes down to the right corner. Stolen away by the Rebels. Walsh trying to find his way out from behind his own net. Needs to move this ball ahead. Count still going on here. Ball does get across half. Vetch with it in his possession now. Vetch on his offside of the floor. We'll pass that one off and go for a change. That brings Jackson Baker out onto the floor now. Baker stepping in, fakes the pick play, gets a pass, and that shot inside going to be stopped. A rebound, another chance, and great stop that time by Couturier. 11:40 to go in the second. Back across half come the Outlaws. That one fed off to the right side now. Hildebrand, wrong side of the floor from him. Hard to attack from that angle. As his pass back out to the middle, missed the first man, but gathered in by Noah Keller. Keller feeds that one off. Tried to get the return feed that time, but ball comes out loose. Gonna have to battle for it now. 2 seconds on the Outlaws shot clock. And that'll be forcefully turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. Reese Walsh has it now. Walsh up along the right side for Nickel. Nickel feeds that one ahead, finds Lowe. Lowe down to the corner for Connors. Tried to get the return feed in the middle, just couldn't gather it in. Avoids the crease call that time. That allows the Outlaws to pick it up. Back they come the other way. Owen McKenna. Cycles this one out to the corner, find Wells. Right inside that time, and a shot on net. Stopped nicely that time by Martel. Stretch pass by him. Johnston just couldn't stretch out himself to steal that one away and go for a run. So Outlaws ball here once again as they have it as we approach 10:30 to go in the second period. Almost halfway through this lacrosse game is up high with it now once again. Marcus Hildebrand. Hildebrand trying to beat Vetch. Vetch got picked, ran right through it that time, and now ball fed off. Gage Brooks, a shot on net and stopped by Martel once again. Now having stopped 23 of the 24 shots he's faced as Martel. Doing a great job between the pipes so far. Outlaws got to do a better job of getting more high danger opportunities on him as stepping inside that time. Looked to be Walsh. Ball did hit the back of the net, but crease violation. Not going to count. Cross half now. Austin Wells. Feeds that one across east-west. Finds his man in Jesse Porter, but play going to be blown dead, and that means we're headed to a goalie water. 9:46 to go in the middle frame. Rebels lead it 8-1 over the Outlaws here at the Dow Centennial Center. We'll be back in less than a minute on CROW LAX TV. Welcome back on CROW LAX TV. We are underway, and it's Rebels ball coming out of that midway mark break for the goalie water. As a shot going to go way wide that time from Fort Saskatchewan and get chased down the floor by the Outlaws. Trying to pick it up now, Jacob Gaudreau. He passes that one across. This ball back now to Wells. Austin Wells tried to go back up to the point, but the other 77 on the floor, Reese Walsh, picks that one out of the air and sends the Rebels back on offense once again. Walsh rolls that back up to the top to Simonson. Simonson slowing things down, still 15 seconds on the shot clock for the Rebels as a pass across to Lowe connects, but another crease violation called against Fort Saskatchewan. Beaumont trying to create a run here with some speed. Here comes Owen McKenna, who steps in a shot, and that's going to be stopped that time by Martel. As he moves across half, Martel out to the right for Jack Nickel. Nickel leaves that one there for Baker. Baker finds Connors. Connors going to cycle that one down low, and too low, who tried to feed it back into the middle, but unsuccessful. Loose ball here in the Outlaws zone. 7 seconds on the Rebels shot clock. Defense comes back out on the floor now. Played out high. Nolan buys. He has it for the Outlaws here in the offensive zone. Makes a big swim dodge to try to get low. Forced to turn back once again. Now we'll pass it off up to the point for Jesse Porter. Porter from the outside shot. Let go there, and that one bounces wide and over top of the crossbar. Over and back violation charge to the Outlaws. It'll be Rebels ball down in the offensive zone. Low. He's got it now. Looking for an option and feeds that out to Simonson. Simonson. Tried to find an option in the middle, but that pass gets away. Rebound gathered by Simonson, and he scores. So bobble by the Outlaws in the defensive zone results in offense for Fort Saskatchewan. And just like that, they now lead this game 9-1. Play back underway here. Ashton Johnson grabs that ball out of the air off the faceoff for the Rebels, but turns this one over, and it's going to be a rush back the other way. Richardson's shot goes wide of the net and out of play, so it's going to be Rebels ball quickly once again. Approaching 7 minutes to go in the second. Rebels leading by 8. Ball fed off as they start to go to work here on offense once again. Dive to the inside here. Shot towards the net. That one stopped by Couturier. Rebound comes out. Outlaws able to gather. It's going to be a run back the other way for Goodrow. Goodrow, he's got a lane towards the net. Vetch tries to chase him down, but they score. The Outlaws finally answer back on the Rebels. They had one in the first, and now that's one here in the second. 9-2 now your score, and we'll return to center with Beaumont a little bit closer in this game. Calix Simonson going to line up to take this draw here up against the goal scorer. Or sorry, my apologies. That's Owen McKenna in the face-off draw. It was Jacob Goodrow converting on that last goal for the Outlaws. Nonetheless, the Rebels win the draw and come out back into the offensive zone, but a quick shot towards the net steered away by Couturier, and back the other way come the Outlaws. Moved across now. Austin Wells. He's got it. Wells moves that one to the right now. Back up to the point. The Outlaws trying to find a way to get through the middle of this Rebels defense, which has had themselves a great game so far today. There's another ball turned over to them, and Vetch going for a run now, trying to create some space. Vetch going to let it go. He scores. Second goal of the game. Matthew Vetch. 6:03 to go in the second. The Rebels now cracking double digits. 10-2, their lead in this one. So it looks like we're having a goaltender change here for the Outlaws. Couturier Going to swap out with Reed McLeod. McLeod going to go get himself set between the pipes before we get back underway in this one. Simonson gets knocked down out of the draw. No whistle there. Nonetheless, it's going to be the Rebels who come up with the ball. Thiessen trying to step into the inside now. Thiessen goes back up high. Nice pass by Lowe coming in there, and a great save to start off this game for Reed McLeod as he just stepped in relief of Easton Couturier. Rebels trying to hold on to this ball down in the right corner, and that's a big hit that time. A loose ball push whistled against the Rebels, so it's going to be Outlaws ball. Jacob Goodrow slow to get to his feet that time, but does so by himself, and that was just a solid hit down in the corner. And he'll go stretch it out on the bench as we get back underway here. Across half once again. Outlaws going to work. Hildebrand, he's got it. Hildebrand out high. Let's shot go there. Stopped by Martel. Longmire couldn't get in on that one. Rebound came out to the middle, and it's Nickel who picks that one up and gets across half now. Jack Nickel to the left wing half boards. Jolivet cycles this ball out high and feeds that off to the right for Baker. Jackson Baker on the outside. Lets it go there. That goes wide. Couldn't get his own rebound. Down the floor, it should be over and back against the Rebels, and indeed it will be. That ball going to have to be left in the corner as we have exactly 5 minutes to go in the second period. Rebels leading this game by 8. Up high once again now. Austin Wells. He's got it. Wells couldn't fight his way to the inside. Had to steer that back out to Gage Brooks. Brooks, couple head fakes thrown by him here. Gets double teamed as he tries to go in himself. Pass back out high. Loose right now. The penalty upcoming. So the illegal check whistled on the Rebels, so they'll be headed back on the penalty kill. Micah Thiessen, the man, going to serve it. And with 4:35 to go in the second, the Outlaws have a power play and an opportunity to get back within 7. Nearing the end of the period. Wells finds Hildebrand. Now down to the corner for Rossman. They're playing pass, and now we'll switch up to the right side of the floor. Jesse Porter playing pass with Noah Keller. It's Porter. Wells back to Porter. That ball fed across. Rebound comes out. Vetch able to pick it up. Already has 2 goals in this game. Going to use his speed, get in alone, looking for the hat trick, and that's going to be the goal. Short-handed capper on the hat trick for Matthew Vetch, the captain for the Rebels. And their stretched-out lead continues to grow. Even with only 4 men on the floor, they make it 11-2. Play back underway here. Outlaws come up with the ball coming out of that. Drawn a ball stolen right out of the air nicely by Simonson. Rebels back into the offensive zone. Outlaws still on the power play. 1:20 to go on that penalty to the Rebels. Still 15 seconds on this shot clock for them to help peel off some more time and hold on to this, what already is a fairly safe lead. Simonson will just rainbow that one down to the left corner. Rebels defense back out there, or Rebels penalty kill back out there, I should say. 3.5 to go in the second. 52 seconds in this Outlaws power play. Moved across half. With it now, Gage Brooks goes across, finds his man in Felix Rossman. Rossman to Hildebrand. Playing pass with Jesse Porter now. Porter from the outside. Lets it go there. Stopped once again that time by Carson Martel. Johnston unable to gather that pass across half. So the Outlaws easily bring that back in. Penalty clock and shot clock essentially matching right now. 20 seconds left on both. Hildebrand feeds that one across. Noah Keller had a problem gathering it in, but picked it up and goes back up high as a shot from the outside now. Whistles off the post that time from Felix Rossman. It's going to remain Outlaws ball. 6 seconds to go on this power play for them. Hildebrand up high, pressured by Vetch. Bounce pass through the middle, going to be gathered in, and once again, and a shot going to be stopped by Martel. Outlaws still trying to go to work, loose in the Rebels zone, picked up by Vetch. We're back 5-on-5. As out of the box looks to be Thiessen. He'll retrieve that pass now, Micah Thiessen. Funneling up high, and he'll feed that ball across now, and he hits Connors. It's a quick shot from the outside, going to get stopped that time by McLeod. 2:05 to go now in the middle frame. McLeod picks that one up in his own crease. Big traditional goalie stick there for McLeod. Looks to be fully wooden. That's pretty cool. So feed up into the offensive zone once again here now for the Outlaws, as that one couldn't quite be handled by Jesse Porter. Now the Rebels looking to move it out. Nickel gets the pass from his goaltender. With 1:40 to go in the second, can the Rebels stretch it out more? Can the Outlaws bring it a little closer to make a competitive third? And that's going to be the first answer to that question. As the Rebels convert once again, it looked to be Reed Lowe putting that one in the back of the net, and it's 12-2 for Saskatchewan. We are back underway once again here from the Dow Centennial Center. Thiessen stepping in as his team now with a 10-goal lead in this game, and Connors gets it alone in the middle there, and that shot caught a piece of the goaltender and the post, I believe. Is Lowe going to let the rebound shot go as well? Unable to find its way to the net. Thiessen gathers in a ball for the Rebels once again. 20 seconds to go on this shot clock. Down low, it's Connors who has it now. Connors fed up high. Shot from the outside there. Rebound came out low. Couldn't quite get it, and it's going to be the Outlaws goaltender McLeod right on top of it. 50 seconds to go in the period. Stretch pass there from McLeod. Finds its way into the pocket of Jacob Goodrow. Goodrow gets in. His shot wide of the net. Stays in the playing surface here. Vetch trying to get on top of it. Unable to do so. Switch off with Longmire now. Shot from the outside that time from Noah Keller. Not on the mark, so ball turned over to Fort Saskatchewan. 25.7 to go in the middle frame. Right side of the floor, fed back out high now. Rebels. Shot clock is off. They can just play around with it here until the end of the period if they so please, or try to stretch out this lead even more. Jolivet, he's got it now. Shot towards the net from Connors, and that's stopped by McLeod. 10 seconds on the clock. Ball fed out. Outlaws move this one ahead. Nice pass there. Gathered in all alone in the middle there, and a great save by Martel at the end of the period. So after 40 minutes, it's Fort Saskatchewan that leads the Outlaws 12-2 at home here at the Dow Centennial Center. What will be their final home game at the Dow until the JRC opens up next week for Rebels action. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw is on the camera, and you're tuned in live on CROW LAX TV. Hello and welcome back live on CROW LAX TV. You are tuned in for the third and possible final period between the home side, Fort Saskatchewan Rebels, and the visiting Beaumont Outlaws. It's Fort Saskatchewan leading this game currently 12-2, headed into this third period. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard, Tristan Shaw on the camera for you in today's contest. Our last game of the weekend here at the Dow Centennial Center. A quiet weekend compared to others for me and Tristan. Usually 3 or 4 games here between the senior team and the junior team on any given weekend, but not this time. This is the only one on this fine Saturday where Rebels fans are looking like they're poised to go home happy with 19-10 to go in the third. Ball going to get away there, and shot clock violation, meaning it's going to be turned over to the Outlaws, who need to get some offense going right about now if they want a chance in this contest. Jesse Porter going to start with this ball down in the right corner now. Porter feeds that one into the middle. It doesn't connect. Comes out into the Rebels' crease, and Reese Walsh able to gather that one in. Fed ahead for Nickel. Nickel had an option in the middle, didn't quite see it. Beats his man regardless. Down into the offensive zone now for the Rebels, and we'll feed that one off. Back up high, Connors. He has it, finds Baker now. Baker across, shot from the outside, going to be stopped by McLeod. 18:30 to go in the third. Ball fed right down Broadway that time by McLeod. Doesn't connect, Connors able to gather it in. Looking to get across half, we'll just pass that one off now. Pass gets away from the first man, but Simonson picks it up, goes back up high. Connors fakes his rush in close towards the net now. Dodges one man, still stuck on the outside. 12 seconds to go on the shot clock here for the Rebels. Is this one fed across? Simonson trying to get into space. His shot towards the net gets knocked away, and coming up with it now was Connors. Stolen away by the Outlaws, though, and they're headed back into the offensive zone. Tyler Shelton, the man who brings it down after the bobble of the pass by the Rebels at the top of the offensive zone, but don't worry, the back check that time from Matthew Vetch gets it done. And now we're playing a little back and forth. It's back in the Outlaws' possession now. It's a bouncing ball and a quick shot from Wells, stopped up by Martell. Right down Broadway now, the Rebels looking for an opportunity on net. Going to peel that one in behind. 17.5 to go in the third already. As this clock peeling fast, not a lot of whistles. Jolivet over to the left side of the floor now. Low from the outside. That shot towards the net. McLeod makes the big save that time. Loose behind the net. Gathered in by the Outlaws and moved across half now. Owen McKenna going to bring this one low. McKenna trying to dip and dive his way past Knox Despins. Couldn't do it as Nickel challenges him as well, but that goal going to find its way home for the Outlaws. Owen McKenna puts that one home for Beaumont. Not their third goal of the game, and now once again only trailing by single digits. We get back to half. Calix Simonson going to be in to take this draw up against Chase Richardson. $17:02 to go. Ball comes loose out of the draw. Thiessen battling for it with Johnson. It's going to be the Rebels who get it. The man just hanging out along the outside. Walsh picks it up. Shot on net. He scores. Walsh, not an overly hard shot, just a well-placed one by the right elbow that time of McLeod. And the Rebels reestablish their double-digit lead. And we're back underway following face-off draw. Nobody with possession yet, but it's going to be the Rebels to come up with it. Walsh with it in his stick. Fed that one up the middle, and a bobbled pass results in some open space for the Rebels. Things just kind of falling in their favor today, whether it be bounces or whatever, how it be. The Rebels in a full floor tilt in this one. But that's due to skill as well. They've been pushing the Outlaws the whole way, making it hard for them to break out. That right there was just an example of it. Not a good pass able to get off. It will result in Vetch being able to pick this up behind his own net, and the Rebels headed right back the other way. But that's just kind of been the story of the afternoon. The Rebels pushing the pace, the Outlaws trying to keep up with it. And that just is the name of the game. 16 minutes to go as the Rebels stepping again, and that's going to be a crease violation called against Low. Under 16 minutes to go, we'll be headed back the other way. Now 30 saves on the board in this one today for Martel. That the Rebels goaltender. As the Outlaws again showing their breakout struggles as that one's stolen away at the point. Nichols steps in, has a shot, lets it go, and McLeod able to make that save. And now the Outlaws will have a clear run out across half and back down into Rebels territory. Setting back up now, Keller will feed that one back up to the point. Outlaws do have a goal in this period, one in each of the periods now. As Wells goes back across now for Keller. Keller from the outside there, that one misses the net. Picked up by Vetch. Passes that one ahead, unable to be gathered in that time by Knox Despins, but it'll be after the rebound. And couldn't gather that in either. It's Outlaws with it behind their own net. Noah Keller. Keller fed that one up along the right side. Colby Hain with it now. Hain feeds that across the floor. Finds Felix Rossman. Rossman tried to go down to the corner there. That pass doesn't connect, but a great job to gather in the rebound that time by Gage Brooks. Brooks spinning off his man, goes back up to the point. Another bobbled pass. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Austin Wells from the outside. 2 seconds now. A low one, that's going to miss wide. And it'll be Rylan Walsh who's able to pick this one up now. Walsh pushes that one across half now. Thiessen, nice bounce pass into the middle, finds Connors. Connors down to the right wing half boards. He finds Jackson Baker. Baker looking for an option now, goes into the middle there, and that pass going to get knocked out of the air, and Outlaws trying to rush back the other way. Possibly looked like a high stick there, but not going to happen that time as Jesse Porter gets a handle on it and brings it back into the offensive zone. A nice feed in the middle, a step in, and that shot misses the net. Knox Despins picks up the ball, feeds that one ahead, and it's going to be a rush for Vetch, who's already got 3. That shot going to be stopped by McLeod. Nickel able to gather in the rebound. The Rebels full 30 in their offense on the floor. Jolivet under 14 minutes to go now. Feeds that to the point for Simonson, who goes down to the right wing half boards, finds Walsh. Walsh back up high. Connors problem settling down that ball, now has it and goes over to the left side for Jolivet once again. Up at the point, a shot from the outside stopped by McLeod. And he's going to try the stretch pass down the middle. That one just going to be out a little too far, but it will end up being gathered in by Owen McKenna. McKenna back up to the point, and that one too high over top of the stick. And the woes continue for the Outlaws in this one today. Is down in the right corner. The Rebels will start with the ball in the offensive zone. A fresh 30 to work with. All their troops out on the floor. Simonson feeds that into the middle. A low shot there from Low. Ends up wide of the net. The Outlaws trying to push this out of the zone here. And they do. In across half. Ball comes back up high there, and that shot going to be stopped. Rebels gathered in. Vetch feeds that one down along the left side now. Behind the back pass to the inside for Connors. He just couldn't quite gather that one in. It's McLeod with it now in his own crease. Short pass out, and the Outlaws successfully going to break out of their zone here. Colby Hain pass that one off, and Walsh knocks that one out of play, says the referee, so it'll be Outlaws ball and a fresh 30 to work with here. Fed across, Austin Wells, he has it now. Wells back to the point. Noah Keller, shot towards the net. That's going to get stopped. Another opportunity, and that one ends up wide of the net. Wells trying to get the rebound. He does have it now. Another shot. That one stopped. Another opportunity off the post. Couple posts hit now for the Outlaws, but just a better job by Martel making the stops he has to right now. Only allowed 1 in each period so far, which is really good for a lacrosse goaltender if you're not familiar. Walsh tried to run away with it, but the Outlaws were able to gather it back in and avoid that situation. But now Nickel steals it away, and he'll go for a run. Nickel with a lane. He's just going to button hook back here, wait for his offense to get on the floor. Under 12 minutes to go in the third period. Jolivet, he's got it. Jolivet feeds that to the right side. Pick coming from Simonson, opening up some space up to the point now. Connors. He's still outside, gets a pick of his own and a shot towards the net, stopped by the shoulder of McLeod. Rebound comes out. Outlaws trying to get it. Rebels unable to come up with it. It's going to be the Outlaws headed back the other way now. Owen McKenna. He's got it. Gets across half now. McKenna steps into the middle there, unable to connect with Wells. McKenna still with the rebound. Gather once again, keeping this offense alive for the Outlaws. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Feed to the middle there, and that one just not going to be able to get onto the net as Johnston lays a hit there. And back comes Rylan Walsh now. Walsh gets across half. Feeds that one off to Lowe. Lowe challenging the Outlaws defense. Stolen away though. And Jolivet going to have to challenge his man out here. Jolivet stuck on a defensive shift as a quick shot on net stopped. And now it's going to find its way into the net. Through the 5-hole off the back of the foot of Martel. And sometimes the breaks just don't go your way. You can be having as good as a game as you want to, but making it 99% of the stop that time was Martel. Dribbling ball off the back of the foot, finds its way to the back of the net. And the Outlaws now only trail by 9. 10:33 to go. Ball comes out in the middle. The Outlaws have it once again. A rush down. Jacob Goodrow going to slow things down now as his offense continue to roll out onto the floor. Goodrow feeds that across. Hildebrandt off the bench. 13 seconds on the shot clock now for Beaumont to work with. Up at the point. Step inside there and losing his handle was Goodrow. Rebound gathered in by Hildebrandt. Fed across, way outside right now are the Outlaws, and that one going to get off the Rebels goaltender. Martel, rebound out here. Beaumont battling to get it back. Walsh now just going to scoop that to the opposite side of the floor, and Vetch going to run that one across half. Matthew Vetch. He's got that one, feeds it out high to Connors. Under 10 minutes to go now in the third. Connors just evaluating the situation. 15 seconds on the shot clock here. He'll feed that to the opposite side. Baker lets a low shot go, and that's going to roll over half. And that's the over and back violation charged against the Rebels. So it'll be Outlaws ball down in the Rebels zone when we resume. But for now, we're going to head to our third and final goalie water of this game. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw's on the camera, and we'll be back in under a minute on CROW LAX TV. We are back underway here on CROW LAX TV. It's Wells starting with the ball for the Outlaws. Shot from the outside that time going to be stopped by Martel, so a good stop coming out of the break for the Rebels goaltender as they're looking to move back into the offensive zone here once again. Simonson move that ahead for Jolivet. We'll just pitch that off to Connors. Under 9 minutes to go now in the third. Jolivet feeds that into the center. Simonson's shot catches a piece of the goaltender and will get out of play, so that should remain Rebels ball. And indeed it will. Fort Saskatchewan continuing to go to work. That's a bad pass there from Jolivet that gets picked out of the air at that time. Just a little too nonchalant with it that time around for Fort Saskatchewan, but on the bright side for them, the way they've played throughout this game has allowed them to make a couple mistakes as we come down the stretch. It's the highest scoring period for the Outlaws so far. They have 2 in this period. Vetch brings his cross half for the Rebels, dishes that off for Connors. Goes for a change. Connors challenging. Will steer that back outside. Has a shot, lets it go, and it ends up wide. Rebound gathered in. Rebels still with it now. Ball down to the corner. A shot there from Lowe. Gets on net, so the reset for the Rebels. Under 8 minutes to go in the third. A quick shot that time. Rebound almost came out in front, but stopped in the crease by the Outlaws. Ready to break back out the other way. Cross half now. Ball back up high, Jesse Porter. He's got it, Porter. Scanning the floor looking for his options, finds Hildebrand, who lets it go, and it's a country mile wide of the net, and this possibly going to send Matthew Vetch for a break. Won't here, and the Rebels unable to gather it in. Over and back violation charged against the Outlaws, so it's going to be Rebels ball regardless. Referee just didn't want to blow it in case the Rebels were able to get on a break there. Jolivet feeds that one off to the point now. Approaching 7 minutes to go. Up high, Connors feeds that one off, fed back across, step into the inside for Baker, who lets it go. And that gets its way home. Baker gets himself on the board, and the Rebels, once again, lead by 10. And we are back underway once again here on CROW LAX TV. 7 minutes to go in the third period. Rebels leading this game 14-4 over the visiting Beaumont Outlaws as they step back down into the offensive zone. Ball fed back up high now with it. Low, looking for an option. Stepping inside, lets that one go. Stopped by McLeod. Rebound comes out. Outlaws able to gather that one in. Headed back down the other way now in across half. Wells heading towards the net and not going to get the pass, and Outlaws will just stick to the outside. Noah Keller with it here once again. Keller tries to bob his way to the inside, does get loose, but a stick in the way makes that ball go high off the glass and turned over to Fort Saskatchewan as they step across half here once again. Nickel, he's got it, rushing with Vetch. Vetch creates some space, almost got the pass back. Had to gather in the rebound now, Vetch. He's got it, feeds that one back up high. Moving it around now is Fort Saskatchewan. Rylan Connors goes across the floor, finds Simonson and gets a return feed now. Connors stepping inside, low, and gets the crease violation call, but stopped by McLeod regardless. Back the other way come the Outlaws. Hudson Cook with it now. Cook feeds that up to the point. Jesse Porter going to pull it down to the right side of the floor at that shooter position now. Porter looking for an option, trying to spin off Ashton Johnson as Porter lets it go there, and that's going to be stopped in the middle by Martell. Stuck in the pad of Martell right now. Trying to find it, and he does. So with 5.5 to go in the period, the Rebels headed back the other way. Walsh trots that one across half. Runs this in along the right side now. Walsh up to the point. Feeds that off to Jolivet. Jolivet hits Baker. Baker trying to go back into the center. Outlaws attempting to steal here. Loose and recovered by the Rebels. Simonson. He's got it. That play going to be blown, and it looks like it's going to be Outlaws ball. And indeed, that will be the case with less than 5 minutes to go in the third now. Fed up along the right side, Noah Keller, he's got it. Got a little bit of contact there from Vetch, and now Longmire knocked down to the ground, and holding going to be the call against the Outlaws, I believe. Or is it going to be a Rebels penalty upcoming here? That is going to be the case. So Matthew Vetch headed to the box. 2 minutes for holding. And that means it's an Outlaws power play upcoming. Play back underway here once again. Wells, he's got it back at the point now. Wells moving it around. A little bit of pass here from the Outlaws. Let's see if they kind of go for it here at the end of the third. Just see how close they can make this game. As a quick shot there from Wells. Going to get stopped nicely once again by Martel. Beaumont able to hold up at the point. Jesse Porter leads that back to Wells. Wells back to Porter. They continue to move it around now. Wells looking for an option. Ball goes into the middle. Stolen away by the Rebels, fed up the floor. It's a nice pass, and it's going to be a run here. Reese Walsh steps in. Stopped by McLeod, just barely hanging on to that one, but steers that ball wide of the net. Back the other way come the Outlaws. Less than 4 minutes to go in the period, and about 1:07 to go on their power play. Wells back across now, gets a return feed. Behind the back pass, that one gets loose, gathered in by Martel for the Rebels. Fed off to Rylan Walsh now. Walsh has some support from Longmire. Gains some space as he gets across half. Walsh. Drew a penalty here. It's the Rebels goaltender to the bench. 5-on-5 on the floor as the Rebels still currently killing a penalty. And that's going to get Walsh a call as well. Walsh going to get teed up on that one as well. He's got his arms out like nothing happened, but whenever you let the whistle go and then fake a shot at a player, something's probably going to happen. So the slashing call was the initial one to the Outlaws. But then the tee up to the Rebels, and it looks like maybe possibly another one coming here to the Outlaws. We'll see. And just like that, we're back underway, approaching 3 minutes to go in the third. Lots of penalties on the board now. So right now it's 4-on-3 in favor of the Outlaws. That extra penalty again taken by Reese Walsh for that little fake shot after the whistle directed towards a couple of Outlaw defenders. Second time that Walsh has received an unsportsmanlike call in this game. Ball coming back out to the point now. Vetch collides with his man. Wells has it now as he brings it lower down into the Rebels zone and feeds that one back up high for Noah Keller. We are 4-on-4 now between these two sides for the same amount of time, so we'll go straight from 4-on-4 to 5-on-5 as Wells has it with 2:20 to go in the period, minute 10 left in the penalties. Rebels looking to move it across half here once again now. Knox Despin's coming with some speed. Despins feeds that one off, finds Vetch, who goes for a low shot, and that one almost found its way through McLeod, but got just enough to steer it wide of the net that time. As Outlaws push across half here once again, under 2 minutes to go in the period. 45 seconds in the penalties. Ball fed back up high. Hildebrand, he has it once again, feeds that down off to the right side for Keller. Keller's shot ends up wide. Still loose in the Rebels zone. Riley Longmire going to swoop in to steal that one, and a long pass ahead, trying to connect with Thiessen. Thiessen has Johnston in the middle. Didn't see that pass in time, being pressured along the outside now, and will have the stick knocked out of his hands. That allows the Outlaws to pick back up. 18 seconds to go on the clock now. Outlaws back across half once again. On offense, it's Owen McKenna. He's got himself a couple in this game today. Nice step to the inside there. Quick shot from Gage Brooks on to Martel, but it's Martel who's better in the pipes once again than the shooter. As we now have 1 minute play left in the third period. Rebels leading this game handedly by 10. It's anything but over right now. That coming soon enough as the Rebels just moving it around the zone right now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Shot from the outside, catches a piece of the goalie and out of play. So Rebels ball with a fresh 30. Connors, 35 seconds on the clock. Ball pushed across now. Simonson, he's got it, has a lane down the middle, lets it go there, and that caught a piece and goes wide of the net again. Across half, refs actually saying did not catch a piece of anything on its way to the net, so over and back violation against the Rebels, and with 22 seconds on the clock, it's Outlaws ball in the offensive zone. Time continuing to wind down. Jesse Porter, he's got it. Right shooter position, Porter. Will step back out high now, looking for an option, feeds that one across, finds his man and Felix Rossman, who lets it go, and that got through the legs, and oh my, what a save by Martel. Didn't know where the ball was, and that's quite the elbow up in the air to stop that one at the end of this game. So your final score as the clock runs out, Rebels 14, Beaumont Outlaws 4. Great performance today from Carson Martel, no doubt the first star of this game. 42 saves between the pipes for him. But it's been an absolute pleasure here today. Again, my name's Aiden Bolsgaard. Tristan Shaw was on the camera all afternoon long. We'll send you off with some handshakes. But again, it was a pleasure on CROW LAX TV.